Mahila, about to get in the shower. I did end up eating tonight. It was a few obstacles to get past. This one McDonald's I went to kind of on an offshoot of Charleston because Charleston's blocked off. If I go up the hill on the north side, it's all blocked. Just massive construction, and they've got it completely blocked off. You have to do a complete turn onto Boulder, and so I was on like some Boulder offshoot and went to McDonald's, and then I ended up giving it to this angel on the street as I was waiting because I asked for it fresh. So I went to spot one, and then I was talking to this guy, and he was talking about divorced families and how they see things differently and are they have an intuition to how people feel and stuff because he said you look like you have PTSD, like you look real militant minded or something, like you're in, I had on my collar shirt. You remember what I said about that Russell Crowe stuff? I hate looking like that as he looks in that film where he's driving all crazy. I can't stand that image, man. Like Nickel, Jesus hates. I hate that Russell Crowe image. I love Russell Crowe. Just his character in that film, the way he looks, I can't stand. Um, so I hope, I'm not coming off like that, but that's almost what it sounded like he was saying. So that kind of knocked me down even more, than I already was, coming off those Banshee, Sean Cassidy videos. Sorry about that. But that is some of my Banshee, and some of that voice, even with my cough and everything, it still, comes through. And I got rid of my tobacco, the bag that I had. I left it at the fire or something casino and in the parking lot for the cats or for the homeless people, the angels over there, with the lighter and pipe in it, the bag, because I don't need to be smoking that. I mean, it was fine to get through some of these 900s, but I don't need to do that anymore. It just screws up the whole system. It can, and the fiberglass or whatever it is. I think I have some of that in my lungs. That's why I have a cough. So I don't need to continue doing that. That's from years ago. So I'm just like I don't need to do that. But so then um yeah, the angel was talking about like because I said I believe in Jesus, and I said if I were to mention Jesus to somebody in high school, they would like jump right on it. One of my friends that had split family, and that was the last thing I said to him. And at that moment, somebody caught his eye that was talking to him from a glance away, and coming around the other side of the car. And that was how I ended it with him, and I gave him the bag of food and the Coke, and said, "Here you go." The whole thing I had just gotten it, as I was waiting at spot one. So that's how it ended. But we kind of talked. I said, like, Mother Earth is kind of messing with me right now. And I was referring to the deal. And he was saying some stuff that was like, um, you gotta be calm or something. And, you know, um, I don't know. He said calm down or something. He said kind of, what I thought he would say, but what he first said at first really caught my attention, that he was comparing me to like somebody that was militant or something. I don't know. It really like caught my attention, and like I looked right at him. I looked him in the eye and everything as I was talking to him, and you know, I said people had betrayed me. I said, like, I had friends that betrayed me and that talked behind my back, and people that I helped that betrayed me like every day. And I said that a couple times. I was like, every day they would. And I said Zechariah played out tonight, and he kind of had a few looks at me, like he was smiling a little bit, like he knew what was going on or something. So I don't know if it was a good angel or a bad angel. I don't know. I don't have enough discernment right now to know that. I'm sorry, and I'm also sorry about Europa. Yes, it's 9 years, and um, I think I have so many multitudes right now that are coming at me at all angles that some of my words are coming out wrong. So I'm sorry about that. But so here's my hoodie in here. You can see it's still wet at the bottom, but I'm gonna hang this up. So I got the one arm over the one arm, and then hanging by the hood. So that's been there like a day or two. Or no, I guess last night. So that's why it's still wet. So, and then so what I'm thinking is, guess what this is? This is Whoozy What's It bar at the bottom of a Jack in the Box Coke with a couple drops, 2, 3 drops of Blue Machine smoothie. That's what I'm in right now, man. That's what I'm in, like for real. And maybe you take the first day off and then do 3 or something, but it's angels. So that was somebody who, like, that might have been the poor of the flock, or somebody that was doing angel task, and we just met up like it was cool, like they're about to cut off in 3 days, and like I got to meet them, and it could be, somebody from my past. It could be, or I kind of got the feeling that it was, but or it could be somebody that I have no idea who it is, and they're in the deal about to cut off. So it was cool, no matter what. But the poor of the flock, I'm kind of looking at is like, maybe that was Waukesha, the poor of the flock. He went early, and then like he's poor of the flock, and then the other one is that waited for Jesus. So I don't know, something. And then that would be like the Revelation 13. The idol shepherd would be um the poor of the flock. So uh yeah, no, look, nothing to worry about. It's all good. So I do have, just to show you some of the stuff in here. Been using this. Um, this is ancient Egyptian. If you can see that on there, ancient Egyptian. So use that, and from the planting of the garden, the planting of the trees, I got this back on the day of Verdun. The Verdun was like the night before, and this is Night Panther. Pretty good. And then I've got the Madonna's cup to for to rinse off, and and it's kind of funny, it's funny. And then I've got this, and then I've got this one. Um, so, all right. Yeah, just wanted to show you. Those help. I feel like those help. Oh, and then I've got this one, right here, Esquire. That's been in here. So nothing to worry about. Yeah, everything's okay. It's running like clockwork. I just got to keep up with it. Stuff that I've done is coming to fruition. So, thank you all for your help. And if I get mad, don't take it personal. It's just the multitudes, man. That's that's what it is. So, And it's a little bit of that banshee, get to fire that up a little bit, before my voice changes forever, whether that's in a cut off body, as um, made it or whatever, or Area 51, or with the new heavenly body of Jesus. And, we're all born from the breasts of San Onofre and go to heaven. Whatever happens, even if God destroys the world, there's still a plan. It would not just be me or Grox or, somebody on YouTube's and they're the only one. It would be that there's a flock that makes it. So just pray that we have grace and mercy and we'll be okay. And let's see. That's pretty much it. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, yeah. And then when I say cut off, I'm saying it in two different ways. I'm saying cut off is like how you have a sin in Strong's, and then that's when you make it in the deal. Tupac made it in the street and traffic, stuff like that, or they freak out, or they just put them on, as Lil Baby says, and they make it. Or I'm saying it as kind of like a he bear, like you're cut off from everyone else, like you're in this world, like you could be somebody who's fortunate and has a support group like I do, has a family that loves them and everything. But in the subterfuge, the subconscious, like the what is actually going on in the sorcery realm and the spiritual realm, it's all very, very evil. And it's like there are multitudes against you with their sicknesses and their and what I mean by that, both my parents have diabetes. And when I say certain things or I'm doing something, at night, like it might remind them to go take their blood shot, where they have to have the stick in their stomach basically and switch the notches around and take the shot, that they have to do every day is what I'm saying. And like, I get the feeling sometimes that like that is a way of legion in the Bible. Like it's like they hurt themselves so that like no one can stand against them. Like they're we are many, like we are sorcerers, we are wizards and witches, like no one can fuck with us. That's what they're saying, kind of. Like, and um yes, like my mom is overweight, but my dad's not really, and they both have it, and I'm just telling you how it is, kind of like that's the feeling I get sometimes in the spiritual realm. I love my parents. I love my brother and my sister and my dog and my brother's dogs. Like it's okay. It's okay. Like we're gonna be okay. It's these Ben Hur spirits that run them. Like my really being honest, my parents and family might have gone out of their host and went to heaven like years ago. And what I'm dealing with now are clones or replacements or empty hosts that bad spirits are inhabiting. Does that make sense? Like you can look at it that way, and that's not made up. That stuff is real, man. Like that's some real stuff. And like there's that aspect, and then there's also that no, like Curse of Michael Myers is real. Like there's Diana, the princess, got with Emilio Estevez and got with Faroud, or the excuse me, I didn't say his name right. The Arab man, and they were like mixing a lot with families in the U.S. like through thoroughbreds and things in Kentucky and in Texas, all these places where they could have like their seed do things for the royal family in a kind of Russian brainwashing technique that the Abel side uses. Abel is in like England, you know, and the royalty, like they want to get things done too, like they're doing it through their means of their thorough breeding, like and then that's where the black people say government name. It all comes from that. Like, and that's why Will Smith and all those old diagrams on YouTube's where it's like Will Smith is related to Jackie Chan, is related to Jet Li, is related to Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like you get what, like, is related to Tiger Woods. Like, that's where all that comes from. It's based off of real stuff. So, all right. Um, I'm not saying all of it's true. I'm saying there is some fact in what we're doing, like that makes sense. And I'm not saying that anyone's doomed. Like the Zechariah, remember, like it's a little bit different, and it's not really Jesus, because like I don't like Jesus. If we go off of my material and our evidence, that we do have evidence going back to when things were better, like a year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, in the research, that Robert Shaw cut off at 367. Okay, so that means the 30 pieces of silver was the boat with the lifeguard cop and and the cage scientist as the two parts of the cross. So if that was Jesus, and then what happened is building 7 came down. Building 7 came down and was 6 and 7, because Jesus did a reverse. He did 6 and 7. He did burdens of industry 7, and he was a 6, a female in a male body, and he represented the Son of God. So then, flash forward to today, then we're looking at, the Sidbeck Chronicles 27, and that in there, in the Strongs, the Word of God does not come out and say what it is exactly, because those are small numbers, but they mean a lot. And what he said was, there was a creature that was shark-limbed and had the head of JFK and orangutan arms, and had the voice of David Dean Rusk, and that it did things for God and Jesus. That's the truth. And it's in there in the Strongs. I have a witness of it on YouTube's, where it says that it was I compared them. I did a comparison of them, and they were the same. And that's not from the dog park. That's not from, oh, I didn't have my Coke yet. That's from a while back that I saw it myself, that yes, like he knew, he had a vision himself, Word of God did, of the orangutan arms and the shark body, at least. And then you add in the JFK and David Dean Rusk, and it makes sense. So there's that. And that's 6 and 7. Okay. Then what we have then what we have is the rest of it, of the churches of Asia. So the only one that doesn't stand out immediately as one that isn't complete is the Olympic S shirt. And but I think it means live. And I think that's Sardis. And it's as champion of it, that it was through Nimrod, which makes sense. Okay, so have a good night. This is it. Thank you.